Yo, what's up? Today, we're talking about mental health and why you don't need to go to therapy or a psychiatrist. My name is Kane. I'm the Silver Bachelor. This channel is 100% dedicated to dating advice for older guys. If you're new to my channel, please subscribe, hit that notification button because I'm dropping a video every day. All right, controversial, but I'm just going to say my opinion and share my story. You can let me know in the comments if you agree or not, but we're talking about mental health and why you don't need therapy or a psychiatrist. All right, first and foremost, yes, there's exceptions where therapy can be a good thing. Psychiatrists could be a good thing. And I'm talking about in general, right? So I went through some trauma as a kid. And to emphasize my point about therapy and a psychiatrist, I went to a psychiatrist as a kid. And obviously, because they felt well, this kid went through some trauma and they need some therapy and some counseling and psychiatrists and stuff. So I can't explain why, but at a very young age, I took accountability and responsibility, not for the trauma, that was not my fault. But I, at a very young age, didn't want to associate with people that were into drugs, into crime. And I, most importantly, saw the people that ever hurt me as a child as pieces of shit. So I did not, I can't explain why, but I did not at an early age be the victim, take on having this victim mindset. And I never carried that throughout my life. Even to this day, I don't consider myself a victim. If shit happens, shit hits the fan, I take accountability, responsibility, and think, okay, that sucks. What could I do differently? That was out of my control. So there are exceptions, but this is why I'm saying what I'm saying about not needing therapy or a psychiatrist. Because I have gone out with hundreds of women since I've been single, right? Sometimes first dates, multiple dates, whatever. Those that say they see a psychiatrist on a regular basis or those that keep emphasizing therapy were the craziest, right? So here they are telling me how good therapy is and seeing a psychiatrist is, but they're fucking marbles. And so to emphasize my point, you need to break free. You need to not play the victim. You need to just work on your shit, and you know what your shit is. And this is what I've done. I go to YouTube. Why do I go to YouTube instead of a therapist or a psychiatrist? Because therapists and psychiatrists, and I've seen a few over the years, given this a try, they never give you advice. They just ask you questions. Well, why do you feel about that? How would you react next time? Blah, blah, blah. They just sit there and listen, and you're paying them $150 an hour, probably on the cheap end. And you walk away feeling good because you've had this outlet of people you can talk to. And you're not going to say certain things to friends and family, but they don't actually help you. That's why so many, okay, this is how they help you. Oh, let me write you a prescription for that, right? Fuck. So that's why I'm saying you don't need a therapist and you don't need therapy and you don't need to go to a psychiatrist, because you can go to YouTube and you can put in a question and you will hear it straight. And they will say, you need to stop doing this. You're dealing with a narcissistic husband, wife, boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever, partner, and you need to block their ass from everything. You need to get out of there, plan your exit. Like, counselors don't do that, or therapists don't do that unless, of course, there's abuse. But God, like, if you have issues, you know what those issues are. Your gut instinct is telling you every single day, this is wrong. I need to do this. I have a problem with this. Women have said to me, as an example, not me, but I'm saying if a woman said to you, hey, I find you aggressive. Maybe you're aggressive because you come on too strong with the touching, or maybe you're aggressive with not being able to deal with rejection. Like, you know what your issues are. So go to YouTube, right? Type in the thing, And you will get way better than going to therapy or a psychiatrist, but advice, sometimes from doctors, sure, if you want that, or just regular people that don't know you and they're just trying to help, and they will give you these tips and strategies to just deal with your shit, right? The other thing is, a lot of people use therapy and psychiatrists as a crutch because they're still playing the victim. They really don't want to help themselves. And I encourage you to, yes, there's severe cases. I'm not talking about the exceptions where people need to be on medication. I get that. But I'm talking majority of the time. David Goggins, okay, if you haven't heard of this guy, former Navy SEAL, loses 100 pounds in 3 months because he wanted to join the Navy SEALs, runs a 100-mile race with like a week's notice with no training. Like, who the fuck does that shit? This guy keeps emphasizing that most of us only reach at best 40% of our potential. So, based on what he says, most of us don't even try to work on ourselves on our own. That is, going to YouTube, putting in the questions. When people have made constructive comments to you, negative feedback, whatever, take it as if it's truth. If somebody says, like my example, if I find you aggressive because you come on too strong, or I find you needy, you text a lot, you're pressuring me, like, don't just discredit it. Take it as fact and go, okay, this is their perception of me. So clearly I have to work on that. You can work on it by doing these things. You can go to YouTube, type in the question, get lots of feedback and hear different people talking about it, right? You can watch your alcohol intake because that's not great. You can stop doing drugs, whatever those drugs are. You can rationalize it all you want, but if you keep yourself clean, you will help yourself mentally, right? You can get to the gym. You can work on your body so you can feel better physically. You can start taking what I call and what's called nootropics. So nootropics essentially are herbs, supplements, whatever, for mental clarity, brain cognition. So I take two things. I take a Kistanchi, starts with a C. Genghis Khan used to take that. They say it's for testosterone boosting, but really, not really. It's more for mental clarity and cognition. And I also take beef brain. So literal beef brains that they dry, they grind up, they put in a capsule, and, and that helps reduce my stress. It gives me mental clarity, and I just don't get bothered by things that I normally do. And then last, you can have a lot more hobbies and you can have a purpose. So maybe your hobbies are part of your purpose or something else that you really enjoy. But like, one of the things that I do for a fantastic outlet is YouTube. It's great because something that comes into my mind, I talk about it, I share it, I read the comments, I really appreciate that. So don't take what I'm saying as this is the overall, nobody needs therapy, nobody needs a psychiatrist. No, but I'm talking about the majority of us don't. Because even David Goggins, to quote him again, he said, we at best reach 40% of our maximum potential, which is crazy. So I ask you first, before you go to therapy, before you go to see a psychiatrist, what are those other things that you're not doing? And try all those other things first. So listen, I hope you really enjoyed this video. Let me know what you think in the comments, and we'll see you next time.